Hi guys. So I told you in a previous video that I was going to share more like tips as far as finances go. Now this one is a little more aimed at saving money if you want to get married and you live in the state of Indiana, more specifically Lake County, Indiana, which is where I live. Um, my husband and I got married in June, this past June, and we got married for under $200. So I'm not saying that the price would be exactly the same in whatever state you live in or whatever county you live in. It may be even cheaper than what we paid here. It might be a little bit more expensive. So, how much we ended up actually paying for our entire ceremony plus the marriage license fee was $118. Now, obviously, it wasn't anything super fancy. It wasn't like a super huge wedding or anything like that. It wasn't extravagant whatsoever. But if you want to get married and you don't really have a lot of money to spend, this is what I would recommend doing. So, what we did was we went obviously and applied for our marriage licenses because in Indiana, at least in Lake County, I'm not sure about the whole state, but in Lake County, when you get your marriage licenses, like honestly, you can get married the same day if you choose to. Um, but we got our licenses, and from the day that you get your license issued to you, you have 60 days to get married in Lake County, Indiana. Um, you don't have to be a Lake County, Indiana resident. You don't even have to be an Indiana resident to get a marriage license in Lake County, Indiana. Um, However, if you are not a resident of Indiana, the price is higher, obviously. Um, but they need you to at least have one of you be a resident of Lake County. Um, so I'm getting a little off track, but the cost for the marriage license itself was $18. And I just have the marriage license requirements pulled up on the computer. That's why I'm looking that way. So they also, like, if you've been divorced before, I also found this really interesting. This is totally off topic, but if you've been divorced before, which both my husband and I have been, um, as long as it's been more than a year since you were divorced, they don't require you to um, show proof of the divorce or anything. Like, they just take your word for it, I guess. Um, but if it's been within a year, then you have to have a certified copy of the divorce decree, which signed and dated, and a judge's signature has to be on it. So, if at least one of the applicants is a resident of Lake County, Indiana, it's $18. So that's what we paid. Um, so, like I said, there's no waiting period or anything like that. We chose to get married by a judge. We wanted to do it in Lake County, but we actually couldn't find a judge to do it, all that. And so we went to a neighboring county and we scheduled a time with one of the judges over there, and she married us. We had to pay $100 to have her perform the ceremony, but like it was super quick. It took maybe like 8 to 10 minutes in total from start to finish once the judge started doing the whole ceremony, with time at the end where her clerk, her court clerk, took pictures for us. So I thought that was really nice. So, like I said, in total, our wedding ended up being $118. And we just ended up, like, afterwards, we went to Golden Corral with me, my husband, my stepson, my sister-in-law and her daughter, and my mother-in-law and my mother-in-law's girlfriend. So we ended up going to Golden Corral right after we got married. And then from there, we actually, instead of like going on a huge honeymoon trip, we went camping with Um, Me, my husband, my mother-in-law, my mother-in-law's girlfriend, and my stepson. So we all just decided to go camping. My husband and I were going to get like a little hotel room to do a little vacation or whatever in town. But then my mother-in-law um, offered to take us to her camper, which is in Lower Michigan. And so that's what we did. I mean, we had planned to eventually have like a bigger ceremony, but honestly, as long as you have the people around you that you love and the people that matter there, it really doesn't matter how much you spend on a wedding. Um, like, we don't have the money, obviously, to pay for anything extravagant, you know? So it was more just the importance of making that commitment to each other. Um, and actually having everything be legalized, you know, um, and formalized. I don't know what word I'm trying to think of. Like, legally, I'm his wife and have been. But, you know, if you know what I'm trying to say, then you know. But I just feel like a lot of people want to do all these extravagant things for their wedding, which I get. I mean, especially if you only get married once, you know, it's important to at least try to make an effort to have the things that you want at your wedding. But if it's, you know, if it's more like you just want to make that formal public commitment to your partner, whoever you're with, um, then I really don't think that it's that big of a deal how much money is spent, where you have your wedding ceremony at, like what you do for a honeymoon, if you even have a honeymoon. So, like, yes, we were married in the courthouse, and even with my first wedding, I was married in marriage court in the city of Chicago. So, like, I really don't. It's not that I don't care, it's that it's not that big of a deal to me. To me, what's more important is publicly making that commitment, you know? So, I don't know. Hopefully, that was something helpful for you guys. So, yes, it is possible to get married for under $200, under $150, because, like I said, we paid $118. So, it really wasn't that bad. I mean, honestly. If you guys found this helpful, please let me know. Um, like this video or whatever. If there's any other topics as far as like financial tips that I can give you guys or stuff you want advice on, let me know that too. I'm always glad to share things with you guys that you want to know. If there's any topics you'd like me to talk about, please let me know that as well. And I will do my best to get something filmed for you. I do have a list of things that you guys have been requesting. So if you've already requested something, please, please know that I am working on it. It may take a little bit longer to get certain topics filmed just because of me starting school tomorrow, going back to college tomorrow, but it'll still get done. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not disappearing off YouTube. I still have videos so that I can upload daily currently, so we'll still be there. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you did something similar for your wedding, or if you would do something similar for your wedding if you just didn't have the money to do a whole big ceremony and all that jazz. So, I will talk to you guys again tomorrow.